What's up? Here again on Peace and Education. Let's quick update on the AERA website. They are hosting a forum with OECD. It's actually taking place 11/24. And this forum is talking about not the policies, but the study that OECD did, and it's a video study on teaching practices and whatnot. So quickly, the forum they're going to welcome. They're going to give a brief overview of the results, and then they're going to have a panel discussion. The panel discussion looks pretty good as far as variety. They have it's an international. I think we got representation from China, the UK, the United States, Colombia. So it's a pretty wide range of folks from the field of education to specialists to people at the university level. So I believe that it should be a pretty good discussion. Uh, and then they'll have some closing remarks, and I'm sure maybe some time for questions in that regard. Real quickly about the study. If you weren't able to look at that, sorry, I'm clicking through my tabs. Um, I'll put these links in the description below, of course. But quick rundown of the study. The study included 8 countries. It was about 700 teachers and I think they said about 17,000 students, 17.5, I believe is what the number was. And what they looked at was classroom management. They looked at socio emotional support and social emotional support, sorry. And then they looked at instructional practices. So kind of looking at the opportunities for students to kind of engage in that learning. So they did kind of the breakdown of the study. They did a pre-post test, and they also did questionnaires with the teachers and students, and that kind of thing. And then in the middle of that, of course, the instruction happened, and they also collected artifacts like the teacher lessons and whatnot, so to analyze and all that good stuff. So, a little bit about the data you can kind of see here. This is kind of a broad scheme of things, but when you're talking about the whole classroom management and when they talked about rating this according to the raters in the videos, this was kind of the strongest area and with the least variability. So across the different countries, classroom management seems to be pretty solid as far as how teachers are handling things and how that kind of goes about. Social emotional support is was rated a bit lower, kind of in between the threes, a little bit in the fours, but you see more variability with this. So with more growth needed in countries such as Mexico and Shanghai and Chile, and then really strong in places like Japan and England. So that's pretty interesting. And also, then you look at the instructional practices, which were rated even lower and with even greater variability. So that can be taken as such. Some key points that they brought out. They actually did a little bit. It was like an hour long video release about the results, and they kind of went through some key highlights. I'll link that as well. But what some key things that kind of stood out to me is one thing is don't look at the findings kind of as good and bad, but it's different. There's different countries, different cultures coming into play. So it's kind of look at things and how they're doing things differently, not more so of how they're doing things better. Another good kind of key thing that stood out to me was, they noticed that, even in countries such as Japan, where a lot of people would think that it's repeat, 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 they found a lot of creative lessons. And then with those creative lessons, it was less repetitive, but they saw increases in cognitive learning as far as like the rating and, are these learners being engaged in cognitive learning? So that was kind of interesting. Um, they didn't find a lot of use of technology. And then if they did, it was mostly communication, email and chats and maybe things of that nature. That was pretty interesting. Um, some good things that came out of this, they did make the instruments available that were kind of checked. It was checked and vetted by multiple countries and whatnot. So that's good. You can, if you want to do studies, that's kind of available. Also, they have created this space where their videos are available, and they've created this library of like instructional teaching videos to where the content is available, the video is available, and you can kind of engage also in discussion with your peers and colleagues behind these videos, and some of the things that you see and whatnot. They're and they're calling everybody to, calling all educators to kind of share your experiences, especially behind this COVID. They have a special place for the COVID place, so I kind of want to dive into that and see what they have there. But yeah, that's kind of a quick rundown of everything. I'll do another video tomorrow after the forum and see kind of what came of that, and kind of keep you guys updated on that. So, peace.